Alright, we should be going live in just a minute. Starting. It'll be here in just a second. Alright, once that gets going. Alright, we'll start real soon. I just need to get the link out there and shared real quick. And we will get going. Alright. Alright, we are ready to go. Awesome. So, today I wanted to write an alto sax trio. I keep calling it a sax quartet sometimes by accident. Feeling a little bit of the drainage from this weather change. Let's get the score set up. Three alto saxophones. So I've had this idea for an alto sax trio for quite a bit of time, and finally decided that this might be a good time to finally get down to it and execute it. So I want it in concert pitch because I figured this out on the piano, so transferring it to E flat instead of C would be a challenge that I'm not really up for right now. So I sort of had this idea, right? So the bottom one starts it. It's sort of this blues riff thing. And it's really short and staccato. So do that. And then that kind of loops, right? And then the second alto saxophone sort of has a similar thing, and I'm actually going to build it from it, but it adds a little bit of harmony. We get this E natural to really highlight the G Dorian sound, because that's what the difference is between minor and Dorian, is the natural six. So then altogether we have this. Oops, I forgot to change one more note. There we go. And then that's actually kind of where my idea ran out, but we'll explore with it some more and see what else we can do. So I'm thinking maybe since we have three saxophones here and we already did it here, maybe we can take this block and stack another third part on top of it and see what we can do with that. Probably build it from this part. So we can either think of the implied chords here two different ways. We can think of that as B flat major, which would mean that this top note should be F, or we could think of it as G minor, but in first inversion, which would mean that it should be a full octave. And then here we also have another option. We can look at it as C major, or we could look at it as A minor. So should either be G or A, depending on that. So I think I really hear this as a G minor, not a B flat here. I think I probably hear this also as a C major, because the major 4 chord in Dorian is pretty popular. So let's see what that sounds like. Yeah, and then that. So it should be like that. Cool, so it sounds nice. I like that. So then it builds and it stacks and it goes all the way through, and it's a good time. I almost feel bad for the person who has to play that saxophone part. Keyword being almost. Let me check on the stream, make sure we're doing alright. Alright, cool. Awesome, awesome. So we are cooking with fire. Good to know. I was thinking they could probably land on some big chord. There we go. And it would be the major flat 6 chord. Even though it's outside of the key, I'm going to go ahead and borrow it from G minor. Like that. I like that. So let's go ahead and add accent. Actually, I want to change the articulation pattern here a little bit to be a little more precise, because I want accents on these beats. Da 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 da. So you can replace those with housetops. And then replace the rest of the pattern. And then we just have to fix this one twice. Just like that. Alright. And that one just moves over once. So let's see if that changes the MIDI at all, but that's how I want it to sound really. Okay, so I actually want the chords to change on the beat outlined before. And I want this bottom saxophone to go da 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 da. Sorry, don't quite have a low G today. Oh well. Da 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 da. And that's the E major. We'll go back to the key of Dorian there, and I think that'll be really spicy. And then maybe it could fall to this, like before, but down an octave to the low G there. Just like that. Dum dum dum. So instead of going dun dun da, like it might if we kept the E flat from the borrowed minor, I think here we want to turn it back into Dorian. So we really get a good sense of modal interchange with an E natural there. And then this part, dun, dun. I'm not trying to actually sing that, I guess. I was gonna, but it didn't quite turn out that way. So then we have... Oops. Okay, so let's add accents to the rest of those. I want each one of those beats accented. I actually hear this being 1/8 note longer. So this can stay 7/8, but this needs to be 4/4. And these notes need to be half notes. Oh, that's right. You can't change note length in mass, sadly. Okay. And then I have opportunities here. Let's make sure this is the right amount of time I'm thinking. Alright, awesome. So then maybe we just have the whole apparatus, but down an octave. No, I'm going to revoice it a little bit. We'll do it this way. Right, so we'll put this part in the second, down an octave, like that. And then we'll put this part in the first. Because I still think that E natural needs to be in that octave. Seems to work out alright. But I do wonder now what it would sound like down an octave. Which would mean I need to swap the first and second parts again. You know, I do like that better. So, just do this. Bam. See, it sounds the same. Awesome. Go ahead and save this quick. Awesome. So I was thinking we could have another chord motion like earlier, but instead of just going 1, 2, 3, and then back to the same thing, we could Kind of got a crunch there, a little bit. I think that's nice. Go ahead and accent the heck out of all of those notes. Alright, now we can start maybe considering dynamics a little bit. So I want this to start off like imagining sort of it as the size of a toothpick, just really exact. And then each time there's an entrance, we're going to stair step dynamic up. Don't want it to be fluid crescendos, I want it to be really pretty sudden jumps up in dynamic here. And then we can have really big contrasted moments with these accents here on fortissimo, likely. Yeah, because I don't want it to just be in the same step up, just one dynamic level up here. I want it to really stick out. So, and who said fortissimo is never acceptable? No one. And then we'll go to subito pianissimo here with everyone. And one thing I don't like about this software is that it puts things in the middle of other things and doesn't consider. So you have to fix it yourself, but that's okay because it's free and it allows me to do what I love. It's workable. And then I kind of hear trying to determine da da dum da da dum da da dum da da dum. So then I think we still want it to be A flat 13. We just changed the inversion. And then that could go nice into an E flat 2 thing, I think. Oops. There we go. Let's see what this is like. I like it. And then I guess, yeah, we'll go first inversion C minor. Oops, that was a dotted quarter note. Awesome. So then accent these. Awesome. So that's really unfolding pretty well. And then we could have this same idea here, but we've sort of modulated into a C Dorian sound. So we could just move all of that up a fourth. Oops, I corrected these to D sharps instead of E flats. No problem. So we kind of have this. You can either think of it as a 5-to-1 or a 1-to-4 motion. Either way, we're going somewhere. Okay, now this is pretty non-crucial harmony. It's also first alto saxophone, so I think now I kind of want to have sort of what you could consider a soloistic section with this going on underneath it, outlining the crucial Dorian harmony. So you would have a lead-in like that, immediately followed by an alto saxophone solo, excuse me. So I hear sort of this. Oops. Let me mute the other parts. Let me put the accents on so I can hear it better where it's falling. Da 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 da. Maybe if I just can't hear it in the context of 7. Okay, no, yeah, that works just fine. But now I want these to stay really soft, like really, really underneath the soloist here. I want the soloist to be pretty out and in front. Let's see what mezzo piano does against pianissimo. Oops. Forgot to unmute the other parts. Alright, cool. So I think that dynamic level, at least on the MIDI, does it justice. And I feel like the performers will be able to interpret that with a good degree of accuracy. But I don't want to loop it here. I just wanted to be able to... I want it to have the same rhythm, though. That'll be my restriction. A lot of times in composing, restrictions help you narrow in on what you really want to do. There we go, something like that. I don't want this to be short. I want it to be really pretty legato, which I'll mark up in a minute. Awesome, that works really well. Kind of avoiding the sixth a little bit, not on purpose, it's just kind of happening that way. We ended up really with a pretty nasty augmented eighth there, or I guess it'd be a minor ninth. But it doesn't sound too bad in context, especially with the volume difference. Oh, that's interesting. Kind of outlines of 5 or 4/7, which I think is one of the interesting 7 chord qualities of Dorian, is adding the 7 onto the 4 because it shares a common tone with the tonic. That's what I was trying to say. Sorry guys, I'm a little tired today. I don't know how much longer we'll keep going. Let's see, we've been going for 27 minutes. Probably go for a little longer here, for sure. So, I could hear that repeating. So, oh, that's right. Swell. I could hear it all of a sudden changing keys. But it'd be the same exact idea, just pitch shifted. Down a major third. Hopefully the sax range can handle that in the low register. It can. So you would have this. Which is kind of interesting, I think. And then that same section would also repeat. Sorry if some of the music I write sounds repetitive. A lot of people say that. But that's also sort of the point. It's supposed to create a singular texture that doesn't have to go anywhere and can just sit in itself. And that's sort of what I'm going for. Checking on the live stream. Nice. Alright. So then, from there, you know what might be a really nice lead-in, actually, since A flat is just 1/2 step away from G, where we started. So I wonder what it would sound like. We would change the melody around. I have an idea for it. But we would pitch shift this down back to the original G Dorian key. I don't know why I didn't do that in a block. But I want the saxophone rhythm to be like this now. Oops. I want it to cross over the bar line there as sort of an outstanding pattern. Kind of get this polymetric figure, I guess you could say. Oops. B. And that's cool. I wonder how effectively saxophones can glissando, like, just like, I don't know, not chromatically, because you would have to cover an entire octave that fast. But I wonder, I bet it'll sound cool on the MIDI regardless, because it does glisses pretty well. But I wonder what this would sound like. Maybe I'll just add a couple of grace notes. Not the kind that precede, but the ones that fall behind. I couldn't even tell if it did them. Doesn't sound like it. It'll do it if you, but it'll put them in like the wrong place, which is always irritating. I can try it though. That does sound better. Alright, I think that's where we'll end off for today. Thank you everybody for watching. Be sure to tune in next time, and I think we'll probably continue with this alto sax trio, because I'm having a good deal of fun with it. I hope you guys are too.